Hello, everyone. Okay, it's the week we've all been waiting for. Mars, getting ready to go direct after 5 months. Since October 28th, it's been retrograde in Gemini. Is that 5 months? August, September, October, November, December, January. Yeah, 5 months. Holy moly. And it's been in the sign of Gemini since August 20th. It'll still be in Gemini, but it's going to start walking forward. And that's probably, I'm just so excited to talk about this. So buckle down. We're going to chat this up. And I've got all these other notes. Oh my God. This is, for those of you new to the podcast, hello, my name's Irlianna, Samsara, StarSound Speaks, StarSound Astrology. This is my first podcast in my car. Now, this is important. All right, everybody, this is live coverage of Uranus getting ready to station direct on my Mars. So it's like, get out of the rut. Stop being comfortable. Do something different with your broadcast. Props to El Natal of El Natal Astrology. Thank you. She really pushed me and is pushing me, so I'm very grateful. And Rachel Rawlings too. You guys rock. And so you understand this. It's really big, you know, when you tell somebody who have planets in Taurus to move and change. It's like, oh my God. But luckily, I am listening, so I still have my little noteses, but that's okay. All right. So anyway, yeah, so let's talk about this. So for those of you who don't know me, my name's Irlianna, and I do Hellenistic or traditional astrology blended with modern planets, and so there you go. Let's talk about Mars retrograding 8 degrees of Gemini. Oh my God, we're already at the 8-degree point, and it'll be Thursday the 12th. Very interesting time. Also, you know, what's the big news this week as well is we have Harry's memoir gets published, Prince Harry. And we've already seen so many headlines blowing up all this time. You know, Gemini rules siblings, so there's all this sibling conversation. Gemini is also the media, the news media, so you have different sides. You know, you know, Gemini can be duality and two-faced. You know, you say one thing, you do another, or just alternate points of view. So we really, you know, it's certainly them and all of us have been having a real interesting time these last several months, exploring new points of view, you know, listening to the other side, being curious and open to listening and receiving and looking at ways and having a different attitude about things. So yeah, very exciting. But anyway, yeah, it's also a very conflagration is the word that comes, because obviously the royal family is not too pleased. They're the Capricorn side of things, and then Harry and Meghan are like the Aquarian side. So here we are, Pluto at that threshold, you know, between getting ready in March to go into Aquarius, which it has not been for 248 years. So wow, that's big, right? And so you see this kind of tug of war between the past and the future, very well exemplified there. And of course in our own lives too, we look at and see, you know, where is that occurring for us, because those two kids are painting it very well for us, and it's just showing what's available and what's the scary part and what do we have to let go of, and maybe there's doors that have to be closed. There's some kind of a separation going on, but it depends upon us what that separation is and what that looks like. So yes, I'm very excited to see what's going to happen. I'm kind of like, okay, I'd love to read his book, but I have to say, I read his mother's, the butler, Paul Burrell. He wrote his memoir years ago about Princess Diana, and that was probably like the last book I ever, except for Harry Potter, it was like the last book I ever read, you know, cover to cover, and it was awesome. And I don't know if I'll do that, even though I like Prince Harry. I think, I don't know, I'm like going, oh, you have so much work to do, but I watched the Netflix documentary, and I thought it's really well done. I haven't finished watching it, but I think it really speaks a lot about setting the record straight. And so there's all that going on in our own lives, right? And with, sorry about the road noise. Hey, get a muffler. Anyway, getting used to this new way. So, yeah, and I also see that Mars getting ready to stay. You know, here's Kevin McCarthy. How many votes? He's on 11 votes or something to try to get him to be Speaker of the House. And obviously it's like, guys, hello, Mercury in Capricorn opposing retrograde, and it's like opposing the full moon in Cancer, which is at like right next to the degree of the United States sun. The USA sun's at 13 Cancer, and this full moon that we're right on the cusp of right now as I record this is at 16 Cancer. So yeah, it's definitely bringing up a lot of stuff about division and homeland and doing things differently and taking a new path. You know, I mean, what I really thought was interesting the other day, apropos to this, Biden was giving a speech at this bridge in Kentucky, and he talked about Mitch McConnell, and it was like an olive branch extending, hey, we both worked out together this whatever plan, spending plan and all, but he was saying, this is what can happen when people come together. We've made many disagreements in the past, but we are forging something new here. And of course it's nice because Venus is in Aquarius, and so that's really saying, hey, you know, what's the grace there, where's the liberation, and when we embrace diversity and different points of view, and what can be accomplished, you know, peace and harmony, that's what can be accomplished. So that's kind of cool. I also wanted to just share that and you see the chaos in the Republican Party. The Republican Party is in its Neptune return. So that means that Neptune, which is now currently at 22 degrees of Pisces, Neptune is coming back exactly to the point it was where it was when the Republican Party was founded. It was at the 1860s or something. And so here, the dissolution, which Neptune represents, the dissolution of form, and obviously a lot of, you know, where are we? Where do we stand? Everyone said, what's the future of the party? And, you know, it's like this dissolution of reality. And this has been going on for several years, obviously, with Neptune. It's such a slow transit, grinding that really slow transit like Pluto. You know, it just takes years to see this through. But it's just this breakdown of what has been and looking at what's ahead, and, you know, what gets dissolved, and what deceptions and illusions do we have and they have, and everyone, you know, regarding, you know, who they are and what they stand for. So very interesting as that's going on in the shadow of the Pluto's ingress into Aquarius. All right, but anyway, back to this week. So Monday and Tuesday, it's interesting. Venus is going to make a triangle, a very positive Jupiterian influence. Venus is going to trine Mars in Gemini. And so that's nice, because of course every time a planet stations direct or stations retrograde, of course that's like the car in the desert making that wheelie turn, that stunt driver that, you know, and throws up all this sand and dust. And that's what's going on right now. So it's nice that Venus is coming along, like with her, you know, her satin dress and her long, elegant white gloves, and going, okay, everybody, let's see how we can create some. It's a little crazy here, but Venus coming along to trine Mars as he's getting ready to station direct. That's pretty cool. That's like, there's some grace, there's some help here, and what's possible for our democracy, right? Venus Aquarius, what's possible when people come together? What's possible for us in our relationships? Where can we find freedom and peace and harmony, and not be, you know, so it's lending that hand to, because it's an overcoming trine, lending that hand to Mars, who's wanting to fight. And it's like, well, you know, maybe you want to put the brakes on fighting, take a different point. Everybody breathe, be nice, and Mars and Gemini, let's just breathe. Let's do our pranayam, and come into that peaceful place. Anyway, so Mars, yes, it will station direct on Thursday. And as I mentioned in the January astrology report, it's going to be conjunct the USA Uranus. So that's an exciting, this is going to be quite a week for cryptocurrency, AI, I would say like robotics in the workplace in the United States, you know, and commerce and how we do business. Gemini is also around retailing. So I would expect to see some breakthroughs and maybe new announcements regarding these things. New agreements, new ways of being. Thinking too, there was something what is it called? Chat GPT, is it? I have to look this up, but I'm going to delve into this topic in another session, another episode. But this AI, that there's this technology now that AI can create like an entire blog post, like the future of content marketing is about to be like completely upended. But not only that, but even like students in where these AI bots can generate like an entire term paper in like literally minutes. And it's like, holy moly, like what is that going to be for us as a society? How do we learn? What are we going to give up if we, as this new way of being, this AI, the integration of AI into our daily lives is about to take this incredibly big, huge step in a direction, which I'm not sure how much of that I like, but it's really a big invitation to see AI and really examine where is this going. 248 years ago, Pluto was when Pluto was last entering Aquarius. We had the Industrial Revolution, the very first one. Now they're talking about this being the fourth Industrial Revolution. Look at how that changed. They invented the railroad, the locomotive, and the railroad. This is the first time in history, when you think about that, how important that was. For thousands of years, people were on animals. They walked or they rode animals, horses, donkeys, right? And so then in the early 1800s, the locomotive gets invented, coming into the age of Aquarius. And now people are sitting in a machine, and a machine is moving people across land. A machine moves people, where for thousands of years, animals, living beings, moved people. Like that's like huge, right? And so that's the level, that quantum, that paradigm shift that's now we're on the precipice. We're at that footstep, at the threshold of all this, and we're going to be seeing, we're kind of dipping our toe in and out of this new shift, this new structure, with AI being really at the threshold of this whole new era. But anyway, so I think when Mars goes direct, conjunct the USA chart, Uranus is at 8 degrees. So some very surprise announcements, certainly regarding our neighbors in the mundane chart. The 7th house. It's in the 7th house of the USA Sibley chart. And so that represents one's neighbors or neighboring countries. And allies, like you think about the UK and Canada, and so some surprise developments, some innovations regarding those areas and those folks. Well, obviously with the royal family, there is a live coverage of all this. I will say that Mars is still still out of bounds, and he'll be out of bounds till May 5th. So we're not, and he hasn't reached. I know it's been crazy, but guys, he hasn't reached maximum declination yet. That won't occur until March 18th. So we got like another 2 months of this, like way out of there. Yes, Mars is moving forward now, so at least he's not doing this craziness backwards. He's moving forward. So we're taking this wisdom and insights that we've gained around our goals and the directions that we want to take with our goals and our thoughts and our communication skills and all of that. We're taking this forward, but it's still giving us an opportunity to find innovative solutions to, say, impasses with, well, siblings, Gemini, I think of that, and also just in general with all of our mind, our higher mind, where we want to go with how we communicate, the dynamics of communication amongst us and our loved ones and the people that we relate to. So it's, we still have, yes, it's a little chaotic, but just remember, in that chaos can be found some really profound opportunities. So basically, bottom line, it's all good. Anyway, we finished the week by Saturday. By Saturday, Venus is going to be a square with Uranus. So in the beginning, she's trining Mars, so she's kind of lending some peace to this crazy car turning around, kicking up dust energy, giving some grace there. But then by the end of the week, Venus squaring Uranus and Taurus is, remember, Uranus is in Venus's domicile. So that's positive and uplifting, and it's maybe asking us, well, how do we embody the change and the liberation that we want to see, the change we want to see around how we hold our self-esteem. You think about Taurus, one's self-esteem, and also one's resources, and what we depend on, what we hold dear to us. So how do we embody, as Gandhi says, the change we wish to see? So yeah, good questions to ask. But anyway, so that ends my car episode. I'm gonna do more of these. It's fun. I don't want to sit in front of my window and whatever. I hope that this I don't know how this sounds, so I hope it's not heavy duty car traffic, but anyway. All right, guys, we send you lots of love and have a really, really great week, and I love to hear from you. Let me know what you think about this how this is showing up in your chart, where Mars is going to be stationing direct. Leave your comments below. I love hearing from you all and answering them, and like, share, subscribe is always great. If you need a session finding out what 2023 has in store for you, we deliver custom made, man. We go deep and we go far and wide, and we'll set you up for a really, really powerful 2023. Okay, that's all for now. Mwah! Thanks so much for listening. This is Irlianna Samsara, StarSound Speaks, StarSoundastrology.com. Bye for now.